This call may be monitored or recorded for quality assurance or training purposes.
This call may be recorded.
Hi!
Oh, good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing so good. It's so early today. I'm in California and it is 10 a.m., so I'm not used to the time.
Well, it looks like we're in a beautiful location, so we got a nice little new scene for the show this morning.
It's so beautiful out here. I'm in Carmel, California.
Oh, wow.
And it's like right by Pebble Beach. Well, I mean, Pebble Beach is in Carmel. I don't know exactly, but you can like see it from our house, and it's so much fun. Like, it is insanely beautiful over here. I've been having a blast.
I am so glad that you're enjoying your vacation and that you took the time out of your vacation to come and join us on the show. So for those of you guys,
I wouldn't miss it.
I love it. I love it. So if you guys are joining in, please make sure that you comment where you're tuning in from. This is my first time actually hosting this call, maybe recorded, and I'm so excited.
Yay!
Yay! Awesome. So we have 4 calls again today to listen to. So we're just going to dive on in, start coaching up these calls, and see how we feel they are going.
Let's go.
Awesome. Here we go with call number 1.
Thank you, Dawn. This is Melissa. How can I make your day amazing?
Hi, Melissa. My name's Ian. I live in our house has lost all its water pressure. It's kind of going on and off over the last couple of weeks, and it finally went out. So I think we've got a bad pressure regulating valve. I was wondering if anyone would be able to help us out in fixing the issue, if they could find out if that's what it is for sure, too.
Yeah, of course. And who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
Ian.
Ian? Okay. And how do you spell your name, Ian?
IAN is Ian, and then...
Okay. And then your address, please. Okay. And then a good phone number to reach you at, is it the...
Yeah, that number's great.
Okay. And then we are a paperless company, so we send out all of our invoices or SMC emails for your records. Do you have a good email address?
Yep, it's... at gmail.com.
All right, we are officially a minute into the call. How are you feeling so far, Tatiana?
I mean, feels like okay. I think she sounds really positive, and her greeting was great. I don't know if you agree with that. And I am bummed that instead of taking this opportunity to connect with the customer, review his problem, and ask more, or even show some kind of empathy or reassurance, she dove straight into his logistics.
Yeah.
Address, all the connection things. It felt really early and really obvious to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I agree with the positivity. I definitely think she had a positive tone, and she was maintaining that pretty accurately throughout the call. I actually did hear a little bit of care and reassurance, but I would agree that...
Did you?
I did. There was just a little bit at the beginning there. She said, oh no, that he lost the water pressure, and that she was going to be able to help take care of him. But I agree. It's that connection over that transaction here where she goes right into, okay, well, let's go ahead and get some information from you, instead of asking, maybe how long have you been losing pressure? Is this just like a dramatic drop that happened now? Like, let's understand more about that situation at hand.
Right. I totally agree. Yeah. To me, what stood out a ton was just logistics. And so I don't know. It's interesting. The care and the reassure went over my head. Totally. What does that mean? What does that mean about this call?
Well, and it could just be sounded so transactional. So it wasn't strong enough to stand out to you, that the transaction itself is what stood out to us. So even making that care and that reassurance even a little bit stronger, maybe that would have stood out a little bit more.
Right. It's just so... I imagine this is definitely the norm. Okay. Is my connection bad? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you were breaking out a little bit, but I think we're good now.
Okay. You go ahead and play.
Okay. All right.
Okay, and you said
All right. Did you hear anything from when I hit play there? Yeah. A little bit of dead air. Okay, here we go.
that. How did you spell that street name again? It was that. M. There we go.
Yep, M as in marble.
Okay, great. Okay, so this is what I could do. I could give you a little bit of information of what you can expect from our company really quick. We are locally owned and operated, and we're fully licensed and insured. I will send my highly trained technician in a fully stocked truck. Upon his arrival, he will do a quick inspection, determine the full scope of work and what needs to be done to do that repair. At that point, he goes over pricing and options with you before he begins any work. And if we were to do this during normal business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., the dispatch fee would be $27.50. If you want to do it today, which we do have availabilities today, if you like, but the dispatch fee changes to $39.50, and I wouldn't be able to waive it because of the weekend fee.
All right, I had to pause it because of your facial expressions. How are you feeling over there?
Okay, I am loving this. The only thing, and it was just right there at the end, the only thing, like you guys, that was very masterfully said, and not many people do it that way.
Yeah.
Like she said that really well. I'm impressed that they've even had that conversation in their company, because there's no way, I just don't see how any way that was her instinctual response. They had to be very intentional about deciding to word it that way, because if you noticed, she was so positive until that very last second. The very last second wasn't great, but it was, instead of saying, the alternative that I hear most of the time is, sorry, like I can get some out to you today, but it's going to be more expensive and we can't waive it. So it is better to get someone out there at regular business hours, right? Like something like that. Or maybe they'll just be like, sorry, I don't have anything. I only have Monday. So you're going to have to wait. Right. Like those sorts of negative words. And she was just so great at not only using positive language, building value before, but then saying, like, these are our great options. And then I wish at the end she didn't say, I can get someone out to you today for only this much, but unfortunately, it felt like it. She was like, but I wouldn't be able to waive the fee. Yeah. Instead, I just wish she would have said, and then the repairs are additional. So if you want that lower price and it waived, we can definitely get someone out to you during our regular business hours.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting the way that she worded that. I've never heard it worded that way with the after hours and the daytime hours, but I have to hand her that value statement. I counted 6 different points of value. And if you guys here are part of our program, you know, we look for at least 3 points of value in any value statement, not necessarily category specific, but 3 points of value that we feel is the most important thing for that customer to hear to relieve any of that fear of cost. And 6 points of value she came up with. And I don't think it took her an entire minute to build that value, considering we are just over 2 minutes in this call.
Right. Oh, she nailed it. That was really good.
Absolutely. So right off the bat, definitely positive, definitely prepared. I think we both agree that we wish we would have heard a little bit more questions and understanding of the situation at hand.
Totally.
That value statement almost saved that call. Was killer. Awesome. Let's keep going and hear what else we hear.
We could definitely, if you would like an appointment today, we could definitely do that for you. Ian,
yeah, I'd love to do it today. That fee is fine.
Okay, great. Okay, so your technician, his name is going to be Brandon, and are you the responsible party for this location?
No, the owner is my roommate. He's on vacation, but I can stand in for him. I'll pay any bills. So.
Okay, great. All right, and then how'd you hear about us today?
Just through Google.
Oh, thank you, Google.
Yes, I did reviews in Google, so. Yeah.
All right. So I won't have to call you 30 minutes before our technician arrives, because I'm just going to send him out. He's available.
Okay, perfect.
So is there a specific spot that he needs to park or a gate code he needs to know about?
Yes. So the gate code, it's pound, and then, yep. And
then he could park anywhere?
Yep. Yeah, he can park right in front of the house. There's also a visitor parking about 20 feet in front of him to the left, but he can park in the driveway.
Okay, great. All right, so I got you all set up. I'm going to get a hold of Randon right now and just dispatch him out to you. So I would say about 45 minutes to an hour that you're arriving.
That'd be perfect.
Okay, great. All right, Ian, I got you all set up. Thank you so much for trying. We'll see you shortly.
All right, thank you.
Awesome. How do you feel like it ended?
I liked it. I thought the thank you, Google was so cute.
So cute. I loved that. Definitely a strong gratitude at the end. I will tell you, she killed that first value statement, and I got so excited when she told them the text name. I was like, more value. Let's go. And she hesitated.
Yeah.
Why do you think that was?
I wonder. I mean, to me, it felt like distracted.
Maybe.
That's it. Oh, there's a bug. Okay. We're good. Maybe recorded bloopers. Okay. Yeah. It felt like it felt like she was distracted. And like maybe like an email popped up while she was getting him booked, and she was like, okay, I don't know.
I can't tell if it was distraction or if she wasn't confident in building value in that specific technician. I did hear a lot of ums throughout the call, which is a decent filler word that we hear quite often.
Right.
So I'm wondering if maybe she just wasn't confident in that building. But that first value statement was so good. I was so pumped for keep going.
Well, and I think it's important to say, and you guys have probably heard me say this before on the show, but I'll say it again. It's all about communicating so you can't be misunderstood.
Yes.
Like whether I'm right or you're right, it doesn't matter, because customers are going to also be just as inconsistent with their beliefs, and neither of those options are really great anyways.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good point. Yeah. Awesome. Let's go to call number 2. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling. This is Tracy. How can I help you today?
Hi, yes. I have a leak coming out of my main line outside.
Okay. Yep.
Is
it pretty bad, or how?
Well, we saw it on last Sunday, but I didn't see nothing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And then last night, I saw where it was it's leaking more.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Sorry to hear that. I called. Our places are fairly new, so I was hoping it was under warranty, but apparently it's not.
Okay.
So they said they had that problem before, and they think it's just a elbow.
Okay.
In the ground.
Okay.
That needs to be replaced.
Well, we definitely would get eyes on it, and we can confirm that and get you a price to get it done while he's there. Certainly, upon your approval, he could go forward and take care of it. He just has to come out and see the job and see what he's looking at. Right now, it's just saturated in that area or bubbling up from under the ground.
Okay. I love what I'm hearing so far. So many questions, and I love it. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm loving it too. What did you love about it?
I love that she went right into, she did express care right off the bat. She said, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And then the customer kept going, and she went right in. So is it, I can't remember the first question that she asked, but the customer came back and said, yeah, we noticed it last Sunday, but I think yesterday we really figured out where it was leaking. And she's like, oh, well, sorry that you're going through that. Definitely doesn't sound good. And she continued to grow that connection.
And
for it.
Yes. Oh, say the last thing you said one more time.
She's reaching for that connection.
Right. Very intentionally. I loved the reassurance in this call.
Yeah.
Like immediately after the customer is done talking about the problem, she used a couple different phrases to offer reassurance, letting her know that this is definitely something we could help her with. And I really like that. What else I loved is I thought she was going to jump into logistics and scheduling, and she didn't. I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
She's really taking her time to make sure she understands the customer. She's not jumping. She doesn't feel rushed at all. I was worried she was going to feel a little bit rushed because her tone seemed to start like monetizing just a little bit right there. And I was just feeling like we were switching into transaction mode. But I was so excited that by the time she was done, ended with another probing question.
Yeah. So
more.
it's like reassurance, question, care, reassurance, question, care, reassurance. It was a great, just reoccurring, I don't know how to call that, a cycle, I guess.
I don't like a pattern, like a pattern for excellence, if
you
will. Ooh, look at me go! What?
Very prepared. Yeah, loved the listen factor. I think she really reached for that connection instead of jumping just like logistics, like we heard in that last call. Very good care, very good reassurance. And I agree, that last piece of reassurance that she gave her, it almost felt like a little bit of value in there too.
Yeah, I agree.
That was awesome. All right, we're about halfway through this call. We'll keep going.
Or can you? Is it on?
It's running now. It's running down the driveway.
Okay. So it's under the driveway?
Well, it's in the front of the house. Well, you go down the driveway and it's right in front of the door.
Okay.
You come into the house.
So is that concrete or is there a flower? Is there a bed there or soil or what?
That's pebbles, pavers.
Okay.
Pavers,
yeah.
Pavers.
Okay. Sure.
And they said, as long as we don't break them, we can just put them back. They say they're just on top. They're not glued or nothing. When I talk to the people at the warranty place.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm more than happy to help you. I just would like to see how quickly we can do so. And, really about your comfort level as well. I want to be able to take care of you with your wishes. At the moment, I can see where everyone is, but I think they are booking in to Monday. So just how are you feeling?
I've got to stop this right here. That is something that we don't hear very often.
Absolutely. Wow, that was a strong statement.
Yeah, like I'm asking all these questions. I can tell that this is an urgent issue, or it may be becoming urgent. I mean, you just told me that you have water rushing down your driveway. I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is, how much is my water bill going to be next month?
Right. Totally. Like, the customer has a lot of reason to be fearful right now.
Absolutely. And she's not really showing that fear either. But the fact that the CSR took the moment to say, I want to know how you're feeling about this. I'm looking at my schedule. I can see where they're sitting now. We are looking at Monday for an appointment, but I really want to know how you're feeling. If you feel like this needs to get done before Monday, it sounds like she said she's going to do everything in her power to make sure that this customer gets taken care of. And that's not something that we hear very often on phone calls.
Right.
This is that wow experience that we're looking for.
I agree. I like that what was the phrase she said? She said something like, I just want to make sure you're comfortable.
Yeah.
Like that, taking that time out of her call, that was seconds.
I almost want to rewind a little bit.
Okay,
I want to re-listen to that because that is really something that we don't hear very often. And this is something we should absolutely hear more of. Let's rewind it just a tad.
Do so. And, really about your comfort level as well. I want to be able to take care of you with your wishes. At the moment, I can see where everyone is, but I think they are booking in to Monday. So just how are you feeling?
Yeah.
Wow, what a strong question. How are you feeling? We know that customers need that their emotional needs taken care of on every single call. And for her to just straight up say, how are you feeling? As far as technique goes, I really love this. Another tool you could also use, anyone listening in, you could also use something like Urgency List. And there are things like that can be used in case you maybe don't feel like you have the capacity to ask a customer, like something like what she said, I want to make sure it works for you, or I can't remember exactly how she said it. I just listened to it twice. I don't know. But I can't remember exactly how she said it. But I think anyone, no matter how busy you are, can say, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that she very clearly wants to meet this customer's emotional needs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Let's see how she's feeling.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to get out of town by Monday, so I was trying to see. I was hoping I talked to your warranty people earlier, but they took all day.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
And I know. When are you leaving Monday? Early?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I have a house, yes, but.
Okay.
but somebody that's going to be sitting, but.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that. Are you reachable by phone if we are able to get out first thing Monday morning? We could reach out to you and let you know. We just need to get approval for the work, of course, after he's assessed it.
Well, as long as I'm not on the plane, I'll be free.
Okay, of course. And you have a flight scheduled first thing?
Yes.
What time?
My flight goes out at 9:30, I believe.
Okay. And is it something you'll be out of contact for quite some time, or?
It's a 3-hour flight.
Okay. I mean, I'm more than happy to do that. We could even do a 9 to 12. I can make note. We can reach out to you once you've even gotten to your destination, let you know of the findings and the price to go forward. We can go closer to the end of that window so that it might correlate with you. You know, if we get there at 8, I'm just afraid, you know, if we're able.
Yeah, I think this comes really good back up to, or just circling back around to that urgency list that you were talking about sooner. She does sound very confident in her ability to help her. And I love the fact that she took that time to connect with her emotional, how did you word that? Her emotional drive earlier.
Yeah, emotional need. Yeah.
Emotional need earlier. But as we get further into this call, yeah, I find a perfect opportunity for that urgency list.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. How do you feel about her asking these types of questions?
Yeah, I think that she's very well intended. Also, someone just started a bagel machine. I'm sorry if it's really loud.
You're good.
But yeah, I think that it was very well intended. But I do think this is an example of how things can get a little off track.
Mm-hmm.
And make our calls take a lot longer, or even not just our calls longer, but it could we could lose control of the call and struggle to create structure. Hold on, going inside. Okay, it's so loud. Yeah, I think you can definitely. Sorry.
Uh-oh. We might be losing you, Tatiana. Uh-oh. Well, while Tatiana is getting back into a good reception zone, I'm going to go ahead. We have about a minute left on this call, so we're going to finish this call out, and we got about 8 minutes left, so I'd love to try to get to another call. So let's see how this CSR books the call.
Able to get in touch with you if you're busy trying to get on the flight and all of that. But again, it's really whatever you're comfortable doing, I'm happy to do.
So you all don't do weekends?
Well, we do, but considered after hours. We have an on-call technician, one service specialist. We're more than happy to do it. The only thing that it affects is our dispatch fee. During regular business hours, it's $69, and then on an after-hours basis, it's $210. So the weekend's considered.
Yeah.
I can see about, why don't I check now and see where everybody is, and I can give you a call back and see it all if there's any way we can squeeze anything in.
So after hours, is anything after 5 today?
4:30. But you've called me before, so I just want to see where everyone is. If I could just call you back, I'm happy to do that.
Okay, that's fine.
And your name?
Iris.
Iris. I'm Tracy. I'm happy to take care of you. I'll give you a call back.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Iris.
There she is. She's back. All right, Tatiana. So we just went ahead and we finished the rest of that call while you were off. And I've got to say, I think the urgency list would have been a perfect opportunity for this caller. However, I did love the fact she let the customer know, like, I do want to make sure that you get taken care of beforehand. If you don't mind, I want to look over the schedule a little bit more closely and give you a call back if we can get out there sooner. So she didn't necessarily use the terms urgency list, but she did tell her that she wanted to do what she needed to do to get her taken care of, and that she was going to look over the schedule and give her a call back. She even asked for her name and used her name and reintroduced herself, which I absolutely love when we do that at the end of any call. But overall, it sounded like she was maybe a little uncomfortable with the urgency list itself.
Yeah.
But
I'll just shamelessly throw this out there. If anyone wants to know, urgency list is a very common thing that companies are using, or even something like it. Maybe you call it a cancellation list, maybe you call it a flexibility list or a move up list. We prefer the term urgency list. But if you want tricks and tips to strengthening your urgency list, give us a call, because I mean, I've been here for 5 years and I find there are a lot of tools companies don't know that they could utilize when it comes
Absolutely.
to structure and approach to that conversation. So let us know.
Yeah,
Power Pros,
absolutely.
you guys, we got you.
I really enjoyed that last call that we listened to, even though you missed that little bit of an end. I feel like it started off very strong, strong. And the fact that she reached out to her emotional needs, I think, was incredible.
I agree.
That's something that we hear very often. But awesome. We got enough time for one more call. Tatiana, 3 or 4?
Ooh, let's jump to 4.
Okay.
Ooh.
Good day, this is John. How can I help you?
What is your first and last name?
Great, this is John. How can I help you?
Hey, John. I'm interested. I have a charcoal whole house system, and the water's not smelling or anything, but it's been a while since I changed the charcoal out, and I thought I might want to do that. Can you quote me a figure over the phone? It's a Prestige, I don't know, something 600. Takes about 15 pounds of charcoal.
Okay, well, there's absolutely no charge for us to come out there and take a look at that for you just to see what needs to be done. Our technicians will go out there and do a thorough evaluation, give you some estimates, and give you some options. And only after your approval would they begin any work.
Okay, but there's no price range you can tell me for what just flopping out. I did it last time, okay, and I'm 78 years old, and I just don't want to do it, but I'm on a fixed income, and if it's going to be $400 or $500, I'll do it myself. So
Yes,
I don't know whether it's worth your time to come out here or not.
Yeah, well, we don't mind going out there just to see what needs to be done, because our technicians just need to get a better idea of the scope of work. That way they can provide you with assessment.
The thing is, I just can't understand that. If it's something you do, I mean, you disconnect the tank, you clean it, you put the charcoal in, and you flush it, and there ought to be a fixed rate. I don't want to take anybody's time up to come out here and try and upsell me or anything. So, thanks for your time. I'll just stick with who I got doing it and pay the outrageous price. Thanks.
Okay. I was trying to pause it sooner, but it was it's one of those calls where you're like, I can't look away.
I know. That is the best way to describe that call I've ever heard.
So this call, just to give you guys an idea of what you guys just heard that call, that was 2 minutes in total.
Oh, it's actually longer than I thought it was.
Yeah. So right off the bat, I've got to say, I do think that he was positive. I don't think that he was negative in any way, shape, or form. But this call is the epitome of why the pattern of excellence is so important to use. I mean, right off the bat, this customer called in and said, I just want to know how much this is.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more. I mean, he gave you a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
How much it usually takes. I've been doing this by myself.
Right. I would love to know how many people listen to this call and can relate to it. And are like, I've done this before. Like, I've had that back and forth before. And I'm here to tell you, guys, you've got a solution to this. Absolutely. Like, this back and forth should not have happened. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will happen sometimes. I mean, there absolutely these things are, everyone's got a part to play in this call, of course. Yeah. But that being said, if you have structure that intentionally encourage connection and value, then you don't have this, because some vital things the CSR did not do. He didn't ask any probing questions. Of course, the customer thought it was a flat rate. He didn't explain at all why it might not be a flat rate. And he maybe didn't know why. So that might be a good thing for a CSR to know. Like, these are the type of things that go into figuring out if it is a flat rate. And or if it is, you know, a set price, or what might be different, or everyone's home is a little bit different because of XYZ, fill in the blank, you know, or however you do it. He didn't tell him why. He didn't act like he cared at all about understanding what the problem was, if there is one. And so his transaction meets the customer's transaction. The customer says, how much do you charge for this work? And PSR supports that being a good question by saying we can get someone out there.
Right.
In his defense, I think he was positive.
Yeah.
I think he was, like you said, positive in the way he approached that conversation. But there was a really big missed opportunity because he also did not ask any questions.
Right. Or restate. That customer gave him a lot of information. Let's just restate that information that he already told us. At least that it holds 50 to 60 pounds of charcoal.
Totally.
We know that much.
Totally. And not even just questions about the problem.
Yeah.
Like, he also didn't ask, if you end on a statement, of course your customer's going to come back with another question. Of course they are. What else are they going to do? They don't know what to say. They feel like they're being put in the leadership position on the call.
Absolutely.
You got to direct them. He went into this excellent solution, which, again, probably too early, but he went into this solution of, it's a free estimate. We'll come out there. We'll give you the price. And then stopped.
Right.
So he always end that with the question. When do you want us out? What's your availability like?
Absolutely.
Or you know, hopefully it's, tell me more. Are there any other issues that have been happening?
Yeah.
Is it happening often? Is this that, or, you know, I mean, what better questions to ask for this type of call? But
what it comes down to, you guys, is you don't get unless you don't ask. We're not going to book an appointment unless we ask for it. We're not going to know more about the situation unless we ask for it. We're not going to know why he decided he wanted to call a different company because he said he already has someone doing it unless we ask for it.
Right.
Asking encourages action, and we have to be able to get comfortable with asking.
Right. Agreed.
Awesome. So we are sadly out of time for our show today, guys. So I want to thank you, each and every one of you who joined us today. I know we had some technical difficulties, so we started a little late, but we did it. We made it, and I'm so excited that we were here. So I want to thank you guys all again for tuning in. If you guys listened to these calls and said, I've heard that before, I've said that before, we have a solution for you. Power Selling Pros is your solution. But we will be back next Friday, guys, at noon Central. So if you guys want to join in, please join in, be a part of our comments. We'd love to hear what you guys think. And thank you guys again, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.